What is up, party people? It is Katie back with another video, and obviously, because I'm sitting here filming it, this is a skincare video, hence no makeup, hair up, that kind of thing. I am excited to film this one. It's one I've always wanted to film, and I'm getting around to doing it. Now, I do have a skincare routine video where I go over all of my skincare and what I use on a day-to-day basis, but this is more specific. Basically, we are going to learn how to use the Derma roller. Let's just do a little background. Let's just do a little baby background story. Okay. So about 3 or so years ago, I all of a sudden developed insane cystic acne, and it took me almost 2 years to realize, thanks to my dermatologist, that it was from the IUD birth control that I had. During that time, I was on a mission. I was going through the skincare journey. I was determined to fix my acne and figure it out. So what did I do? I turned to YouTube. I turned to skincare research. I did everything that I could do to figure out how I could fix my skin from home. With my deep cystic acne, I developed major scarring, and even if the acne did not open, or I know that's gross, but if it did not come to the surface, cystic acne is those big, deep, dark things under the skin that sometimes don't ever come up. But they hurt, they last for weeks. Eventually they will fade, but almost always they leave some sort of hyperpigmentation, scarring, purple, pink tone to your skin, and indentions. So I've been dealing with that. And that's what I dealt with for a long time. So in that time frame, I tried to figure out products that I could use, methods that I could use, and I discovered derma rolling. So I don't have that kind of budget where I can go to an esthetician or a dermatologist or a spa and get these treatments done. I just don't. So I had to figure out a way that I could do it from home, but do it right. That was my biggest thing, because we're trying to make our skin better, right? So we're not going to sit there and do it wrong and potentially cause more problems. I'm going to, through my research, now I am not an esthetician, I'm not a skincare professional, so I'm just going to show you what I've learned through my research from the people that know what they're doing. So I feel like I've got this pretty down pat. I feel like I know enough that I can share it with you safely and, do it however you want. Everybody's skin is different though, so you've really got to learn your skin, practice, try this, and it may not work out for you. So it's just one of those things you're going to have to try and see, but it is a great method to fix problems that you have. So let's dive into the derma roller itself and how to pick what you need. This is the one that I have. I'm going to see if we can get it to show. So those are all those teeny tiny little needles. And mine is a 0.75 millimeter. They range from anywhere from, I think, 0.2 millimeter. You can get even a full 2 millimeter. So there's a wide range, but you have to know which one you need. And they have different purposes. If you need to help with fine lines and just overall skin renewal and cell regeneration on your face, and that's all you're really wanting to do, anywhere between a 0.2 to a 0.3, however they're sold, would be fine for that. Also, which I learned this from my husband, but men have started using like anywhere from 0.25, that kind of thing. One of the really lower numbers, they use those to help with patchiness in beards. It helps stimulate hair growth as well. So that's something cool to note. Once you bump up to the 0.5, it starts helping with anti-aging, and it helps your pores and the acne scars, obviously the cell rejuvenation, and the fine lines. The 0.75, which is what I have, is more for deeper acne scarring, the hyperpigmentation, and more anti-aging. And honestly, I just guessed, but I knew what I needed it for, and you just have to know your skin and give it a try and see how it works for you. Now, people have used 1 millimeters on their face. It's one of those that you have to be real careful with, and it might be something that you could work up to maybe if you used it consistently enough, but you would also want to make sure that your skin was basically thick enough for it. But the 1 millimeter is used more for like cellulite, stretch marks, really deep inset scarring, that kind of thing. And anywhere between the 1.5 to 2, you could use that on your face. I really don't know, and I don't want to say that you can, but a lot of people use those like on the body for deep scars, cellulite, stretch marks. It's just a deeper version of it, but I cannot imagine putting a 2 millimeter on your face. All right, so let's get into the safety warning of using the dermaroller. Basically, what you were doing is using hundreds and hundreds of little needle pokes and doing it all over your face. What that means is you are making your skin prone to not necessarily infection, but definitely inflammation, and it could, if you're not careful, start some acne. And that's obviously what we're trying to fix, well, for some of us, and you don't want to make it worse. So always, always, always have makeup-free, very clean skin. And I always remove my makeup, then wash it. But I do an extra careful washing because any makeup, bacteria, dirt, oil, anything that is on your face before you do this, all you're going to do is just push it in when you're rolling the derma roller over your face. So you've got to be real careful. You also want super clean hands. So clean face, clean hands, and clean tools. Every time I use this, before I use it, I always spray it down with alcohol. After I use it to store it and put it away, I spray it down with alcohol. It's always stayed clean. I always keep the cap over it, and I don't let it get contaminated. You also want to make sure, like I said, your hands are really clean because you're going to do some sort of serum on your face before you do the derma rolling. You don't really want to do it on dry skin because that could irritate it further. So you want some sort of serum. So let's segue into that. So most people for the derma roller use some sort of serum or oil. I would say the most popular probably is some sort of hyaluronic acid or vitamin C serum, but you can use all kinds. This is honestly one of my favorite ones that I like to use. It's called, all right, so this is from AliExpress. Okay, and if you don't know what that is, look it up, but this is called the Miracle Serum, I guess, in the world of AliExpress. It's a very popular serum. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. Of course, everything is written in Chinese, but I have gotten it translated as far as what the ingredients are, and people swear by this stuff. I've never had a problem with it, so it's one of those things. Do your own research, figure out what works good for your skin, but this is what I use the most often. And then I also have just a couple more here that I use sometimes, and this is just a generic, nothing fancy, SkinCeuticals. This one is just basically a skin renewal, like serum oil thing. And then this one I would also use more often is the hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. So with these, I mean, you could spend $2, $3, $4, $5 on these products, or you could spend $50 to $100. I mean, that's up to you. It's your skin, your skincare. I almost always go for the budget-friendly route, and I've never had a problem with it. So it's up to you how you want to use your skincare and how much you want to spend on it. All right, so one more thing before we dive into actually doing this. You also never want to do this on broken out skin. So I know that's hard, and for me it was really hard because I almost always had skin. My skin for 2 years was pretty much never clear. So it was really hard for me to figure out when to do this. But now that I'm finally cleared up, it's easier for me to do, and I can work on the scarring and pigmentation that I have from the acne. And I'm sorry about this cat, y'all. He's just gonna be here. So what I'm gonna do before we get in is zoom in, and then we can be up close and personal, and you can see better the process. without the cat. Okay, so now that y'all are all up in my face, hi, I'm going to take this one that I'm most familiar with. I really like this one because it's real thin and it never feels heavy. So I'm just going to take some of this and put it on my face. And this is why it's important to have those clean hands. Just kind of rub it all over my face. Now sometimes, depending on how I do this, if I take longer to do it, I'll like apply the serum in patches and not over my whole face all at once. Right now, I'm lucky I don't have any broken out skin, so that's good. Alright, so we have the serum on our face, our clean face, and it was dry before that. I didn't have any moisturizers or anything like that on. I just washed my face. So it's important that you go systematically with this because you don't want to go crazy in one area and then just really rub it raw and cause problems. And you don't want to slice your skin. These are actual like needles. You can slice your skin. So you have to go in a very steady, constant motion, and you don't want to put too much pressure because that's just going to slice open your skin. Now, for me, this 0.75 does not hurt at all. I mean, I can feel that it's happening, but you don't want to ever put so much pressure on it that it's hurting you. The people that use the higher numbers, they get used to it, I'm assuming, after so long, but you just want to be careful. Always be careful when you're doing any kind of like in-depth skincare. Honestly, too, the reason why you do the serum before is not just to help with the moisture of the skin, but also if you're using a good serum like a hyaluronic acid or anything like that, you're pushing that goodness into your skin to help rejuvenate your face skin, whatever. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in multiple directions in each section of the face. Y'all, I said I don't have anything. I have that right there. I did not even know that was there. So we're going to skip over that. So I could do all my whole cheek. I'm just going to be very careful not to get right here. My face has been freaking out because I've been sick like the past 2 or 3 weeks. So what we're going to do, we're going to go up, and then we're going to go across, and then we're going to go diagonal in each section. And you're only going to make like 4 or 5 passes on each thing because, like I said, you don't want to do too much. Okay, so that was technically only 2 passes per thing. So we're just going to go across and then kind of more at a diagonal. Now, this will make your skin red. This will make it look irritated, but again, you're doing something to your skin. So basically that cheek is done, and that's all I'm going to do for tonight. So now we're just going to move over to the next cheek. Constant, steady motions, not pressing too hard. Okay, so that cheek is done. Let's move on to the forehead. I kind of split my forehead up into 2 places just because getting between the eyes can be a little tricky. Get back in here, thank you. So just go ahead and do my in between my eyes as its own thing. So I'll just kind of take it a few times and just roll it up and down just in that one area. And then right here, go side to side a couple times just so I can get that, and then I don't have to think about it when I'm doing the rest of my forehead. Then we're going to do the rest of the forehead. So we're going to just go up. And I'll just bring it down, but technically this is the same direction. Okay, that was fun. Not. Alright, and then we're just going to take it sideways. I'm only going to go through halfway to do the sideways, and then I'll go back on the other side. Lord, have mercy. And then I'm going to kind of do the diagonal. And you could do this as much or as little as you like. Like if you only want to start out just doing one pass on all of your face, that's fine. I kind of tend to do a little bit more on my forehead because I do have those kind of deep creases in my forehead, and I hope that one day it'll eventually like help it. It's worth a try. Now all I have left is the chin. I just have to make sure I avoid that area. Some people do around their nose. Some people do around their nose and above their top lip. I don't do that all the time. I may do it like every other time because a lot of people get the fine lines right there on their upper lip. So I'll do it for the sake of this video, I guess. So let's go sideways. But yeah, you just do whatever you're comfortable with. If you only want to do one pass over your whole face and then build up from there, that's totally fine. Alright, let's do the upper lip. I'm just going to do it a little bit. That always tickles me. A lot. I'm considering my face done. And see, it's so quick. Like, once you get the hang of it, you can just add this into your normal skincare routine at night, like, and take just literally 2 extra minutes. Like, if I wasn't talking through that, it would have taken me just 2 minutes to run it over my face and be done. It's one of those things I would work up to also how often you do it. I would not do it every night. I don't even do it every night. I do it at most twice a week, and sometimes only once a week, sometimes only every other week. It's just one of those things I like to keep going in my routine, but I don't have like a set time. But honestly, I don't think you should do it more than twice a week. And again, I'm not a professional, but that's just my opinion on it. I've used this. I keep an alcohol little spray bottle, and I do this with all kinds of things. I use it on my tweezers. I use it on my razors when I shave my face, which will be another video coming up. But I just keep an alcohol spray bottle so I can keep everything clean. So we're just going to spray it. And I just kind of roll it and spray it and then just let it air dry. And that way you know that you're sterilizing it and it's staying clean. And then we pop it back in our container and it stays sterile enough. After you have rolled your face, now my face, I can feel it, like I said, it doesn't hurt, but I can feel where I had done it. So since my hands are still clean, you can either go back in with your serum or just do your moisturizer, which is what I'm going to do. And then tonight I'm just using this Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream. I chose this one because it's got a lot of like skin rejuvenating type properties to help aid in what I just did. So we're just going to, you know, obviously if your hands were not clean still or whatever, you're going to want to make sure you clean your hands beforehand. Then we just massage this gently into our face, and gently for real, because even though it may not hurt, basically what you did is you just tore your face all up so your cells will want to rejuvenate themselves. That's literally what you're doing. You're breaking up the skin and the tissue so it causes faster cellular regeneration, and that's what you're doing. And it sounds crazy when you think of it like that, but it works. So there's that. Alright, so I'm red-faced and well moisturized, and I'm going to zoom back out. Alright, so that is my derma rolling routine. And like I said, you can get so quick with that, and it won't take you any time at all once you get it down pat. And it's a really good thing to help with acne scarring. When I don't do it as regularly as I did, and I need to get back on it. But when you do it regularly along with your other skincare, you can see a difference. And I can tell you, my scarring is so much better than it used to be even 6 months ago. So it does work along with everything else. It helps. And honestly, I'm good with my face almost every day leaving without makeup. To have suffered with cystic acne and scarring and hyperpigmentation, and even the acne wasn't so bad, but it was just these giant purple and pink patches that I had on my face just from the cyst. It was insane. But the fact that it's finally cleared up and I'm getting the scarring taken care of, it's making me a lot more happy with my skin. So I hope y'all found this helpful. Like I said, am not a professional in any way, shape, or form, but I have learned a lot. I've done a lot of research, and if you do your own, and if my video happens to come up in your research, just know that I have tried this, and I have had success with it, and I have gotten tips from professionals and from people that knew what they were doing before I did. So this is stuff that if you do it in the right way, you stay super hygienic, which honestly, that is the #1 main tip. You've got to keep it clean. You've got to keep your face clean. If you stay hygienic, you're not going to trigger any more breaking out. And you know what? Even tonight when I go to bed, I'm going to try to make sure, I can't force myself, but I try to make sure that I don't sleep on my side. I try to make sure that I'm at least on my back, or my face isn't just completely smushed into the pillow, because I know my skin is broken up, and I'm going to try to keep any bacteria and dirt out of my skin for tonight. If you do it in the right way and you are careful and take your time, then it'll work for you. But that's all I got for this video. I hope y'all liked it. I enjoyed filming it because skincare, since I was on that journey for so long, is one of the things that I love, and I love to see how I can improve. With that being said, I also do dermaplaning myself, so I do plan on doing a video on that coming up soon. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see that, because that's also a good way to just rid your skin of stuff that you don't need. It also gets the hair off your face, and that's helpful too. Anyways, that's for another day and another time. So go ahead and subscribe if you want more videos like these, and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can find out when I post them, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys. I know that's hard, and for me it was hard because when I was first, don't do it. Pip, don't.